Welcome to Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, prescribed by Dr. Harrison. Today I want to talk about kids and technology. Now, I'm not talking social media. I think that's a whole nother conversation in itself. So we'll do a video later on social media. But I'm talking more about, television, computer, the internet, video games, that type of stuff. Today's a different day. When I grew up, we used to have the television with the knob that you had to get up and actually turn. And if the knob broke, you better grab some pliers and, crank that bad boy. We had the cable boxes and stuff like that, but I'm sure internet was out, but I wasn't familiar with any of that until I got to, late middle school, high school. It just wasn't a thing in my life. And phones, there were no cell phones. We had a house phone, right? And even then, none of that stuff, I was outside playing. Technology wasn't a thing in my life. But today is different. My 3-year-old, he can take your phone. Let me just say this. This kid, I put a lock on my phone, a numerical code. This kid took my phone, figured out, or by luck, got through the numerical code, can go to YouTube, put out, type in the search his favorite musician, and then scroll through videos and watch what he wants. He knows how to manipulate the cable to record his shows and record series. I mean, the technology or the ability to use the technology is so much more advanced at such a younger age. Now, I'm an advocate for no tech in certain places, no cell phones, computer, that type of stuff. So at dinner, right, I talked about this in one of the other videos. I want to be able to sit down and have dinner with my family without being interrupted and have conversations with them. Whenever we have guests, like at a family barbecue or something like that, I don't let the kids be all huddled up in a corner on some technology. Now, if they've got their friends over and they maybe want to watch something or play some music, okay, maybe for a second, but if there's people here, engage. And I mean, generally, anytime there are people around, if we go to the store, if we go to an event, there's no technology. Interact. That person in front of you is a real thing. That thing you're holding on to, that laptop, that tablet, that's not a real thing. That's just technology that's feeding your brain, right? But there are people in front of you who can feed your brain as well. And I want you to have the social skills to be able to interact with them. Also, when we go to stores, I don't sit them in the cart with an iPad. No, I take them with me. We pay attention to stuff. We talk about stuff. I let them see stuff and touch stuff. They help me gather stuff. I also talked about that on this show. The only place where really they get to use technology is at home when there's nothing going on and it's just the boys, or at school when it's required, like if they have iPads for class or they've got a coding class, a computer class or something like that. But that's pretty much it. Now, the question you might be asking, well, how much is too much? There have been some different studies, but there's nothing conclusive about how much is too much exposure to technology. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, right? But for me, what I do here is no more than 45 minutes at a time. And that's usually the one time they get it throughout the day. Now, I have younger kids, right? I've got 9 and under. So I want them to play. I want them to be outside. So sure, you can play a video game for 45 minutes with your brothers, but after that, you're going to go outside. Or if you want to play the video game or search gamers on YouTube or whatever it may be, clean up your room. Make sure that's taken care of. Here, you can watch this for 45 minutes, right? And the other thing you might be thinking is, well, what about the fact that they have access to so much stuff that may not be appropriate? Well, be proactive. There's all kind of software and different filters and things you can turn on for parents to make sure your kids aren't accessing crazy sites, right? You don't want them running into some porn site, or you don't want them running into something super violent. Well, make sure you put the parental advisory and lock the content. It's pretty easy to do. And if you don't know how to do it, just Google it like you Google everything else. Now, here's the reason why you got to at least allow your kids to be involved with technology at a minimum level. It's necessary. It's not only the future, it's right now. They have to know it in order to survive in this world that they're growing up in and later on. Now, you might say, no, they don't. And well, yeah, if you're living in a more rural place with, where you're farming or something like that, and those are the things, or maybe you're out in the wilderness, maybe you don't have technology as much, or at least you think. Think about all the things that are being built to help farmers, to help people living in smaller rural places. Think about all the stuff that kids do in school. I mean, it's nonstop. It's not going anywhere, and it's getting even more advanced. It's going to become so advanced that stuff like this is going to be obsolete. You're going to be able to do things with holograms and all kind of stuff, interactive. I mean, you think it's something for TV and the Jetsons and Star Trek and all that? Nah, it's for real. It's coming, and it's coming fast, right? So, it being the way of now and the way of the future, if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look around. People are making tons of money, super happy and successful by doing things like being a YouTuber, right? I mean, hell, I've got a YouTube channel here trying to help people. People are gamers, right? People give tutorials on all kind of things like makeup and other things. What if your kid wants to be a gamer? You're going to stop them from their passion and something they're really good at that they can actually make a real living at? What if they want to give tutorials or be a YouTuber and help other people, or they want to be a funny comedian? This is the avenue and the medium for them to do that through this outlet, this technology, media-driven outlet, okay? And the other thing is, there's so much to learn. Think about any time you have a question or something you need to learn or take on, what do? You usually go to the internet to find the answer. Even if you're in academia and you have to research stuff, well, no one's flipping through volumes of journal articles anymore. I mean, you might, but for the most part, you go through an internet search through a library or maybe through Google Scholar, right? And you can learn tons of information. So instead of banning them from technology, show them the stuff that might be useful for them to use with technology. Show them the sites of things they're interested in. You want to learn more about rocks, son? Here's a site for geologists for kids. You want to learn more about science? Here are fun science experiments that kids can do. Watch it on YouTube. Watch it on, read through it, whatever the case may be. They even got stuff like ABC Mouse and Sprouts and things like that. So don't worry about the technology factor. You have to get it out of your mind that, well, I didn't grow up that way, and kids need to be outside. Yes, kids do need to be outside, and there needs to be a balance. They can't be stuck in their room the entire day playing a video game or stuck on the internet. They do need to get outside and be active. They do need to have social skills around other people, but it's not what it used to be for you. It is not a new day, or the old day, I mean. It's not the old day. It's not the old way. It's a new day and a new way, and you've got to adapt and adjust. Otherwise, your kids are going to do things like sneak and hide, and who knows what they'll be watching at that point. Who knows what they're going to be doing, because the more you prohibit it, the more enticing it's going to be for them. The more they're going to want to find out and be intrigued by what's this thing on the internet? What's this that mom and dad won't let me be a part of? And when they get to their friends and they're at their friend's house or at school or whatever, guess what they're going to be doing? Non-stop consumption of it, because they can't have it at home. Same way when you tell the kid there's no candy, no soda ever, not even for a treat or for a special occasion. What do you think they do when they get their own money at their vending machine? Yeah, you might have raised them right, and maybe they eat a little healthier and they like that stuff more, but you better believe they're grabbing some candy and some soda every now and then, or all the time when they can, right? I've seen it all the time in college. People who made sure their kids never, ever did any kind of hanging out at parties or anything like that. And I'm not saying advocating drinking, but at least seeing what's going on. Then the kid goes off across the country and loses their mind. All of a sudden they have all this freedom. They don't know what to do with it. And bam, bad things happen. So if you don't want your kids to be on technology, be on the internet, play video games, which, hey, that's your prerogative. I just limit the amount they can get. But I do think they need to be on it to be up to date with everything that's going on. But if you don't want them to be on it at all, or you don't want them to be on it for a specific amount of time, or you want to have a real balance, guess what you need to do? You need to make the other option just as, if not more, exciting than the video game or the internet. If what you guys are doing around the house, just sitting there doing nothing, no one's talking or really hanging out or engaging with them, why would they want to do that when they can go and play a video game and be stimulated, or watch a YouTube video and laugh and have fun about it and skip as much as they want and change things? why would they choose sitting around doing nothing over that? Come on now. Again, when you're waiting in line, you pull out your phone and scan through stuff because you're bored. So if you don't want them on technology, or you want to limit the amount of time, or you want to show them that there's other things besides technology, make those other things worthwhile. But again, it's okay if they're on tech, because guess what? It's the way of the future. Correction. It's the way of right now. That's Doc's Daily Dose for Dads. Don't forget to hashtag Doc's Daily Dose for Dads, hashtag 4D. Hit the subscribe button, all social media at rebirthbx, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music. Check out the website, rebirthbx.com. I've got a Ask Me Anything presentation coming up on June 19th, and we're going to start doing some more stuff with some live streaming, some guests, kind of longer episodes, roundtables, discussions, that type of stuff coming up soon here after I get back from vacation. But while I'm on vacation, you know I'm still going to have videos for you. All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow.